In this video, I'm going to show you how to build this farm table. Now this is our simplest farm table. You'll only need a couple of tools and you don't need a lot of woodworking skills to tackle it, but you're still going to get a really nice product that is solid wood, so you can paint or stain it any color of your choice, and you can also refinish it. It's easy to customize, and it also delivers a very solid and substantial product that you'll be very happy with. Let's get into the build. To make this table super easy to build, I created a free downloadable plan that you can use on my website. It has the cut list for all the cuts that you need to make and step-by-step diagrams, so make sure you download that before you start building this project. I recommend using a chop saw or a compound miter saw. It's basically a fixed saw. This is so beginner friendly because all you do is hold the board in place and pull the saw down, and it makes really precise cuts. Here's all of my 2x4s that I need for the table base. I'm going to start by first assembling 2 leg sets that will be on the ends of the table. You can notice that I'm blocking the table up with some 3/4 inch blocks just to get a little bit of an inset on the outside of the legs. I'm using these star bit construction screws. They're number 8s and they're 2.5 inches long, and they're self-tapping, so they don't split the wood when you screw them, and you don't need to pre-drill. They are a lifesaver. And they rarely strip out. I really love them, and they're readily available, and they're available in small pack sizes, so you don't have to buy a ton to build your project. And then again, see the 3/4 inch blocks that I'm spacing it up on? That's just to inset the legs. And then I'm just measuring up the bottom one and placing it. There's the 2 leg sets done. So you can assemble this on a work table. If you have a work table big enough, it's a pretty big project, or you can assemble it on a floor, but just make sure, like if you're on a garage floor, that it's a level floor, because a garage floor is usually sloped to a drain, and you want this to be real level when you're putting it together. Notice I'm also screwing these legs together from the inside at a slight angle. This will add a considerable amount of strength and structure to your table. And then I'm adding these center supports. This is to give you something to attach your tabletop boards, and it's also to decrease the span of your tabletop boards so they don't sag in the middle. And then finally, the bottom stretcher. This is very important because it keeps the table legs from spreading and the table getting wobbly over time. So notice I drilled my screws, or I started my screws first on the ends and then just held that up and put it in place. Another great feature is it's lightweight, so it's easy to move around. You can see I can just pull it right off the table by myself. And that makes it a great piece for, a starter home, an apartment, because you can haul it upstairs. I'm checking for square now. I'm just taking opposite diagonals, and then the longer diagonal, I'm pushing the 2 corners together to kind of make those diagonals match. Before I add the top, I'm going to do a quick sanding just because it's easier now to remove any stamp marks or any serious blemishes. I'm just using 120 grit sandpaper. So if you were going to do like a 2-tone finish, you would want to paint or stain your base first. These are my tabletop boards. They're just 1x12s and they're 6 feet long. I'm going to take a measurement just to make sure I'm where I need to be. And if I need to chop my boards, I like to chop like the end off to make sure it's square on my saw. Just take off like a hair. So this tabletop is being held in place by glue. And then I'm using 2-inch brad nails and an 18-gauge brad nailer. And it's a battery operated brad nailer. It basically is a fancy staple gun. If you don't have one, get one. This tool is a must have for everybody. Notice I'm putting glue in between my 1x12 boards to kind of hold them together. And then just nailing everything down. I chose nails because you can barely see them in the top of the table. Now for the finish, I'm using this aged wood Accelerator. Basically, it's like the steel wool and vinegar trick, but it's in a can and it's pre-mixed, so you don't have to mix it yourself. It's really easy to apply and it's water cleanup, and it gives it, you know, a real aged brown look instead of it being like orange or having that, you know, thick stain color. It's very transparent. So I really like it and use it quite a bit in my projects. Okay, table's done. Plans are linked in the description. It's your turn. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.